Hello. Hey, this is Nick Carnes with a Network 216 YouTube exclusive, a very sunburned Nick Carnes, coming at you live from Browns camp with an interesting story. Today, the defense has really won the day, and I think honestly that's the first time that they have. You could see there was some frustration. Deshaun and Jacoby especially, it just seemed like that they're not on the same page today. It's not always going to be smooth. There's going to be growing pains and that kind of thing. Our defensive backs have been particularly sticky today. They picked off Jacoby Brissett once, and it's interesting. Shout out to David Njoku, who did get very open a couple of different times, but Deshaun just couldn't connect with him, which is interesting. You know what? I think at some point, no matter how talented your team is, you're going to go through growing pains, and just as you learn the offense and it evolves, and you could definitely see that. There was a couple of miscommunications on routes. There were a few false starts, and so today I think the guys have been out here for a while, and maybe it's just part of camp, right? But there's definitely been some good as well. Jerome Ford took a screen pass today and just absolutely housed it. That was nice to see. You know what? Jadeveon Clowney there's been a real commonality where Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett just get into the backfield and are batting balls. That's great to see. They both look in such tremendous shape. It's crazy. I don't know how these guys continue to get bigger and faster every year, but it seems like they just do. We saw something spicy. We saw a lot of trick plays today. They were actually practicing fake punts, which was really cool to see. There were a few different versions of reverses and just trickeration. So you love to see that, right? Because those spicy plays in the playbook, maybe they'll happen once a season, right? But when you practice them like that and you get them down, that's why they're going to work. So that was definitely really interesting. Overall, I'm pretty happy. Sometimes the defense is going to win, and I think people can take that negatively as the offense is not doing it. But we're going to need to lean on this defense, especially for however many weeks Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter. I just think that unit is going to have to step up and be there, be the rock that they need to be. And speaking of the real base of the Browns team, the running backs just continue. Dearness Johnson looks good. Nick Chubb looks good. Kareem Hunt. They all have such different skill sets, but you can tell when they touch the ball, something good is going to happen. So from that perspective, the run game looks very good. It's just the pass game, and I think you're probably seeing a little bit of the absence of David Bell and Anthony Schwartz. You're definitely missing dynamics to the offense when you don't have them, and so. There's a lot more being put, and you know what? Amari Cooper's back out there today. He did have that scare a couple days ago, but he looks fine. But again, with him, you know what? He had a couple really nice catches, but there were just a couple times where it looked like they were on different pages, and so I think that's what this is for, right? Sometimes you're going to need that, and so you're working out the kinks. I see they brought out the some form of like a TV. I think they were watching film of the 7-on-7s and actually the whole team when they were facing one offense versus defense, which is cool to see, right? Because they are identifying these problems and adjusting them, and you could see when they came back to do 7-on-7s again, it did go a little better, but it's definitely been interesting. There feels like a true back and forth at camp here. One day the offense looks really good, and the next day the defense, today the defense was getting really excited. They're hooting and hollering. I believe Tony Fields intercepted a Jacoby Brissett pass, and the defense was really excited for him. But then conversely, I'm not really sure. It's just a very weird day, but it's nice to see, as camp's gone on, you can tell that they're starting to implement more of the nuances to what they want to do, and maybe that's why there's been pieces like that. But overall, I would say it's been another tremendous experience. The Browns had an entire section today reserved for our armed forces members, which was really nice to see. They've got a whole bunch of great things going on here, and you can vote. I know everybody was really excited about the field choices that the Browns can have. They have a whole section where you can vote for which field you want and that kind of thing. So that's been really cool. I think in general the position groups that we thought would be strengths, being the running back room and the secondary, look very much like they're going to be the Browns' strengths. So that's nice to see. Jacob Phillips and JOK have been out there together basically the whole time. And I know, keep in mind, Jacob Phillips got injured in the first day of joint practices last year, so they really haven't gotten to play together a whole lot at all. And maybe at this point, you're really starting to see that the defense brought back a lot of the same pieces and is starting to gel. Honestly, I could see that being the case. I appreciate everyone tuning in today. We're going to keep coming at you from camp. Lots of great stories here. This has been a Network 216 exclusive. I am Nick Carnes. Go Browns.